whatever. You know what I mean.
You know, Mother Nature grows the seed.
But I mean, that like, when you would decide, it's all, like, you do have to answer all these questions about their inner life and their motivations and their feelings and their philosophies and how they relate to the world. But if you get stuck in those questions, you're not actually writing anything. You have to decide, what are they doing? And then through what they're doing, you can show what their feelings are. And so to that end, we picked an A, B, and C story for every episode, with an order of importance. A is the biggest story, and C is kind of, not a throwaway, but like a small couple of scenes gag. And then to put them all in the same episode, there should be like a way that they all come together. They don't have to. And if you watch your sitcoms tonight, you can track what the A, B, and C stories are and see if they do come together or if they don't come together. But when they do come together, it's very satisfying for the viewer and for the writer.
Well, it's the same thing as like following a stand-up comedian, where you're going to come with the callback.
Yeah.
Like when you get that, no matter how contrived it is, you could be watching, I don't know, like 𝗑𝗶 or something like that, and you're like, oh, thank goodness they finished with that joke.
Yeah, so now we have these A, B, and C stories, which will probably in the future be up on our whiteboard, because it's helpful to have a visual rendering of what's going on.
If we like fill in like fake words behind it, so we don't give away the plot, we can reel it in behind you, and you can teach a little class here.
Yeah, and then I think our next step is to flesh out these A, B, and C stories by deciding, like, and we've kind of already talked about this, just we need to write them down. Okay, the A story is this, so Act 1 is this, Act 2 is this, Act 3 is this. And then after that, still not really writing, what we do is fill in what are called the beats, which is like the smallest unit of action in a story. And the example I read was from The Matrix. Neo gets a phone call from blah blah blah. That's one beat of the story, and what that beat does is it's the inciting incident that gives us the rest of the movie. But then, like, okay, so then the next beat is blah blah blah. It's not just like, well, Keanu Reeves is this like magic messiah for our computer controlled world. Like, you need to know, like, a phone call happens, then the car chase happens, then a phone call happens, he resists the call to action, then this car chase happens, he reconsiders, reaches out, Lawrence Fishburne, blah, blah, blah.
That's life.
You know, The Matrix.
I was going to say, is there the car, I don't remember the car chase too well, but I remember the club, the phone call, and he goes to the club.
Oh yeah, I haven't actually seen The Matrix since I saw it in the 90s, so I just remember, like, he gets picked up by the agent.
Yeah. I don't remember it that well either, but I remember, like, that if I'm trying to recall something that is kind of burning your memory, but you've forgotten, a next beat that it hits with me is that he gets a phone call. He's like, he doesn't want to leave his house because that's our whole, like, the feeling of the Matrix is all.
Oh yeah.
Claustrophobic, and then he goes to a club and you see all these people and you're like, oh, so it's like he hangs out at these cool clubs, but he doesn't want to be there. I was like, oh, that feels like a beat to me. Yeah. So the beat is any kind of one after the other that motivates the next act to go to a different place.
Reduce the action down to one sentence with a subject and a verb, and then that's when you can start writing.